Laying mere feet away from the current Cromwell Road entrance of the Victoria and Albert Museum lays the original facade intended for this staple of Albertopolis. Constructed in 1865, this project was spearheaded by military engineer and close confidant of Henry Cole, Sir Francis Folk. Its elegant design has been given new purpose these days, however, now functioning as a centerpiece of what is now known as the V&A Quadrangle. A quadrangle in the context of architecture is defined as a courtyard or green area surrounded on all sides by buildings, this particular quadrangle serving a functional purpose as well. Lined by brilliant red terracotta brick, the buildings which surround this area additionally house priceless objects from history. The theme of this small plot of land? Progress. This is felt most strongly from the various depictions that are found from the original entrance face of the museum. The topmost facade is dominated by the figure of Queen Victoria, flanked by individuals who presumably hailed from the countries lining the border of the mosaic. This is a list of the countries which participated in the great exhibition that took place within the Crystal Palace, the silhouette of which being found just behind Queen Victoria. A physical symbol of progress in the Victorian era can be found within this facade as well, with the inclusion of a locomotive in the leftmost corner. Scanning below the facade is a stylized mantelpiece with the inscription, "Better it is to get wisdom than gold." Similarly reflecting the theme of progress, there's more evidence that supports this proclamation found on the two bronze doors that lay below. They are populated by 6 bastions of culture, each representing a different corner of education. Sir Isaac Newton is depicted to represent astronomy, while Michelangelo was chosen for sculpture. Empirical analysis of this facade reveals 3 figures of art being contrasted with 3 figures of science, giving useful insight into the value placed on different circles of education of the time as well. The many details and symbols of progress create a studious atmosphere within the quadrangle, achieving serenity from the balance struck between leisure and academia. While no longer functioning as the face of the Victoria and Albert Museum, the quadrangle operates as its heart instead.
After Prince Albert's life was suddenly cut short on December 14, 1861, Queen Victoria was thrust into mourning for her lost lover. It is only fitting that such an unexpected loss requires such an impressive monument. After a battle between 7 architects, George Gilbert Scott, renowned for his Gothic Revival churches, was chosen. The memorial is colossal, with a spire spanning 175 feet, inlaid with jasper, crystal, onyx, cornelian, marble, and other precious materials. It is not surprising to discover that the monument cost over £120,000 and took over 10 years to complete. There are 2 quartets of sculpture, an inner and an outer. The inner quartet is composed of 4 allegorical sculptures depicting agriculture, manufacturing, commerce, and engineering, all sculpted from marble from Canara, Italy. The outer quartet of agricultural sculptures represents the prince's global interests, featuring Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Furthermore, the memorial is decorated with a spectacular frieze. In theme with Prince Albert's love of the arts and sciences, the frieze depicts 178 pioneers of the arts since ancient Egypt. The frieze features poets, musicians, sculptors, painters, and architects, including Pythagoras, Hogarth, Michelangelo, Giotto, Luca della Robbia, and 173 other brilliant minds. However, notably, the frieze includes no women. Centering the memorial, encased in columns of Rossop-Mull granite, is a gilded statue of Prince Albert, fashioned with a volume of the Great Exhibit Catalogue. With all of this magnificent art, it is no surprise that George Gilbert Scott called it his best work, and M.D. Conway called it beyond question the finest monumental structure in Europe. Nothing else would do for the blameless prince.